Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Friday the 1st of August 2025. In today's Millwall news we shall start off with this. Alex Neil gives an update on the injured players. We've got 3 of them, although the season has barely begun. This is from southernnews.co.uk. Alex Neil gave an update on 3 of Mill's absent players ahead of the Lions' final pre-season friendly against GD Estoril Praia tomorrow. Pardon my French. Probably pronounced that completely wrong. Praia. It means beach. I believe it means beach. So it's literally Estoril Beach FC. Not a bad name, eh? Zach Sturge is yet to feature in a friendly this pre-season after signing permanently for the club on July the 14th. Nor is Kevin Nisbet, who returned from his loan spell at Aberdeen this summer. Joe Bryan has not made an appearance since playing the second half against Crystal Palace on July the 12th. Kevin Nisbet trained today, but Kevin's probably further behind some of the others. Neil told News at Den after Mill's 6-2 friendly win against Sutton United on Tuesday, July the 29th. Zach Sturge trained today, but I wouldn't expect Zach to be fully training on Thursday, so it's not far away, but he lacks minutes. He hasn't got enough minutes in across pre-season. Joe Bryan is a little bit further behind than Zach. All those lads, they aren't far away, but the lads who are playing just now and getting minutes on the legs are the lads who are closest to playing. So there you go. Where are they? Where are you? Where are you? Well, the answer is that they are injured, but they are slowly working their way back. And we shall not rush them. We shall not rush them. Let them take their time. Let them get fit. And then they can play. And then get injured again. The circle of life at Millwall as a footballer. Now, more from Alex Neil regarding... Same picture, by the way. What's that about? southernnews.co.uk. Talking about the game. So does he know a lot about them? He might do, and we'll get into why that might be the case in a minute. So Mill boss Estoril Praia will provide a great test in final pre-season friendly. Alex Neil said Estoril will provide a great... I'm not going to say that. I'll just say Estoril. Would provide a great test ahead of Mill's friendly against the Portuguese side at Le Den tomorrow. Their last warm-up before the Lions kick off their championship season away at Norwich City on August the 9th, 2025. Probably one of the worst away games that you could get. We haven't won this since 1968. And that's not for the want of trying, because we've probably been up there about 30 times since then. And we have not won. So I'll tell you what, if we win at Norwich City for the first time in 1968 on the opening day of the season, I mean, you've got to think it's on, no? Millwall played 6 pre-season friendlies so far, beating Northampton Town, AFC Wimbledon, Bromley and Sutton United, and losing by a single goal to Crystal Palace in the league side Elche. They conclude their pre-season schedule with a clash with the Lisbon-based outfit who finished 8th in Primeira Liga last season. We've had a variety of tests across the season, pre-season, Neil told News at Den, following Mill's 6-2 win over Sutton on Tuesday. We played Crystal Palace, who are a top quality team. We played against Elche, who are also an excellent team. Then we played some other teams who we would have expected to have more of the ball, and we would have expected to try and be a team that needs to try and break them down, which has been a different type of challenge for us. I think Estoril will be a good challenge in the fact that I think they'll be defensively solid, but tactically good. Technically, they'll look after the ball, so we need to make sure we're good in both sides of the game. So it's a great test before the season starts. I had a little look at the stats from last season. I decided not to bring them up in today's video. Over the whole of last season, Estoril, their possession stats was only 48.7. So they're not... that's higher than what we do, but they're not overly... they're not tic-a-taka, tic-a-taka. They do... And they have about 14.5 aerials won per game. So they do, pump the ball up. It's not like your typical... that's kind of more Spanish, the old tic-a-taka. I think these might actually be a bit more direct, so... Good luck, Jake Cooper. Good luck. Now, this is the preview of the game from millfc.co.uk, club's official website. Remember, it is a 1 p.m. kickoff, not a 3 p.m. kickoff. It's a 1 p.m. kickoff. If you turn up at 3, the game will be over. So don't do that. Mill will wrap up their 25-26 pre-season campaign on Saturday afternoon as they take on Estoril at the Den. Kick-off at 1 p.m. Following friendly fixtures against Crystal Palace, Northampton Town, Elche, AFC Wimbledon, Bromley and Sutton United, all away from home. Alex Neil's side return to SC16 just 7 days before the Sky Bet Championship campaign gets underway again. The match against the Portuguese top division side will allow supporters a chance to see the likes of Max Croghan, Massimo Luongo and Alfie Doty make their first appearances at home, with the 25-26 home kit also in action for the first time at the Den. Bosh. Tickets are on sale with information and purchasing links can be found above, with further details on the game also seen above. If you are unable to make it, meanwhile, then the fixture will be streamed on Millwall TV with match passes on sale at a cost of £5. Saturday's matchday mascot is 8-year-old Sienna Sproul. Sienna loves horse riding as well as watching the Lions. We hope you have a lovely day, Sienna. Fantastic. So there you go. Even got a mascot. You know it's a real game when you got a mascot. So yeah. Let's have a little look. Obviously, it's a pre-season. It matters and it doesn't matter. If we lose heavily, it will matter. And if we win, it probably won't matter. But this is their squad at the moment. They have, obviously, a lot of Portuguese because it's a Portuguese team. They have a Scotsman, a Jamaican, and they have a Slovenian, but his name is Turk. Cool. They've got a Frenchman, a Georgian. They've got a couple of Frenchmen. And they've got an Austrian, which they just signed, I think. The goalkeeper is a Spaniard. So, you know, very much diversity. But they do have a Scotsman's, Jordan Holsgrove, so, you know, Alex Neil can talk Scottish to him, and he will understand him. What are we doing? Their coach is a Scotsman, Ian Caffro. Never heard of him. Don't know much about him. He's got a Newcastle shirt there. So I don't know if he was a Newcastle coach or that was his. If he was a player for Newcastle. But yeah, there's the team, and let's put some faces to those names. There's the two keepers. There's players there, defenders. Watch this. Funny, huh? Yeah, there's the midfielders. There's a Scotsman there with his goatee. Azeka, number 88. You know he's good if he's wearing number 88. Number 9, Alejandro Marquez. Yanis Bogu, Fabrizio Garcia, Andre Rakhemabakant, Israel Salazar. His name is Israel, but obviously the situation at the moment is shortened it to Isra. Oh dear, what a world we're living in. You can't even, your the first name is Israel, taken obviously from the Bible, which a lot of them, you know, over there they call themselves Jesus as well, Jesus, you know, all that kind of thing. Can't use his name, which is Israel, because of the situation at the moment. What a world we're living in. But yeah. Oh, there you go. So yeah, watch out for them. As mentioned previously, the game is available to watch on Millwall TV. If you go into the game, as mentioned the other day, it's only the one stand, and it's the Dockers, so it's the one all the way around the back. So you won't be able to sit in your usual area if you're in the south stand or the west stand. You have to go around and sit in the Dockers. I believe it's going to be a cloudy day, so that's good, because usually if you sit in the Dockers, you get the sun in your eyes. So maybe do bring a pair of sunglasses with you. So, you know, be aware of that. So yeah, as mentioned, £5, 1 p.m. kickoff, Mill TV, Match Pass, and this is everywhere. It's not just international. This is everywhere. So, Mill seem to probably understand that they'll probably make more money by just selling match passes online than tickets in the ground, probably. I mean, there you go. So the reason why this video is so late today is because I've just come in. I absolutely cream crackered. Just come in from the game. Been out all day. Left for work in the morning. Went straight from work to the game. The game at Welling that did go ahead. Quite a strong Mill team. We've got an initial match report from Welling United. So let's read what they say, and then I'll tell you what my thoughts on the game. The pitch was quite ropey, to be honest. With all due respect, the ground is a bit, it needs a bit of TLC. The stands and stuff, very. I've been there before, a long time ago, and it's very kind of dilapidated, to be honest, But the facilities they put on, they put the bars there, they put the van, the burger van. They've got good facilities. It's just like the concrete steps and the terracing and stuff. It's kind of all like broken up and uneven and stuff. So yeah. Welling United conclude. Oh, by the way, 2-2. Welling 2, Millwall 2. Should probably mention that. Welling United concluded their pre-season prep with a 2-2 draw against the Millwall XI at Parkview Road on Friday evening. An impressive first half showing saw the Wings take a 2-goal lead into the break thanks to Ruben Shakboke's double. The forward broke into the box on 13 minutes before firing a powerful finish past the line's keeper before repeating the trick 15 minutes later. Shakboke and Bromley loanee George Evans. Apparently there's another footballer called George Evans. There's the one that we had before, who went to Wrexham. The goalkeeper that we got now, and this guy who plays for Bromley. So there's 3 George Evanses. There's probably more. There probably is. Showing signs of great partnership, and they combined brilliantly for the second strike. Evans outmuscled a Millwall defender midway into the opposition half and made his way towards the box before laying off for Shakboke, who calmly finished for 2-0. At the other end, new arrival Freddie Norman made a good double save between the sticks to keep the visitors at bay, while AJ Matthews fired over from a good position in the box for Millwall. The Lions pulled one back early in the second half when Matthews finished from close range from a left-wing cross, and they would be level by the 70-minute mark when substitute Sheldon Kendall drilled a low-effort past Norman. The Wings will now turn their attention to the opening day of the league when they head to Cheshunt in 8 days' time. And they've only got the Welling team, but don't fear, I have the team. So this was put up on the All Academy Twitter page. So this was the team. Pretty strong team. George Evans in goal. Beaumont, Drake, Massey. Now this is just numbered, but I'll tell you how they lined up. Beaumont, Drake, Massey, Grant, Mayer, Howland, Lamptey, Matthews, Bangor Williams, and Benicio Baker. And the subs were Preswosny, Whitby, Mansour, Kendall, Frankie Baker, Celestine Charles, Trialist A and Trialist B. So, they were playing 3 at the back. But, for some reason, they keep playing Drake as a centre-back. I don't know if they're trying to convert him into centre-back or trying to, broaden his horizons, but, he's a pretty decent full-back. And, pretty decent wing back. But they keep... I don't know. I think it's because of injuries. But, yeah. Not only that, they played him as a centre-back in the middle. So you got Kamal Grant, who's just signed his extension. He was on the right of the 3. Drake was in the middle. And then Mayer was on the left. So that was the three at the back, and they were playing quite wide because obviously, Mayer and Grant are, they were playing quite wide. So it's three, but the formation was kind of obviously it was changing a lot and hard to see when you're not up in the stands looking down. But something like 3-6-1. Obviously, only one striker, Matthews. And we were playing with width. So it was, something like 3-6-1. And, the Welling United goal, we got up the pitch and we just dominated the possession up at the top, and we're passing it around, trying to create space for shots. And, their goals, both of their goals, as mentioned, came from the same guy, came from the same situation, in that we were piling up the pressure, like corner, throw in, that kind of stuff, getting shots off, deflections, let's go again, pass it around, have a shot, that kind of thing. So we were doing one of them. And then they just, boom, not like a long ball up in the air, like a long ball forward, low. And that created a one-on-one. And I think it was the first goal was Drake battling with the guy for the one-on-one, and he kind of did like a half tackle, and then obviously he gets half of a tackle in, and the ball, guess where the ball goes off, like dribbles away. Guess who he dribbled to? A Welling player, and then Bosch comes in and then they score. And for the first goal, like the Welling guy was just getting closer and closer and closer to the goal. I thought, is he going to shoot or what? What is he going to do? But he literally waited until he was about 6 yards out from the goal before he shot. So yeah, that was the situation. And then the second goal from Welling, exact same thing. We were up their end, pressure. Lots of beautiful stuff, keeping the ball, close control, lovely stuff. Trying to getting shots away and all that stuff, and then they did the same thing again, Bosch, but this time it was Kamal Grant going with a one-on-one. No, it wasn't Kamal Grant. I think it was Lamptey chasing back one-on-one. He gets the tackle in, like slides in from behind, from the side, but then obviously he doesn't come out with the ball. He knocks the ball away from the Welling player, and guess who he goes to? Another Welling player. And then I think Kamal Grant kind of misses the tackle or something like that, and then their player scores. So yeah, that was interesting. They did bring on a trialist, one of them. They didn't bring both of them. I don't think they did. I kind of lost track. I think so. The subs that came on, I believe Kendall came on, outstanding when he did, made an instant impact. Frankie Baker came on, Celestine Charles came on, and the trialist B, who was wearing a shirt without a number on, and he went to centre back, and I believe he's a junior. He looked very undeveloped. He didn't look like he was that much of a pro, to be on like his physicality. He looked like he was probably like a junior player, maybe like some from the under 18s or something like that. Not our under 18s, but some other under 18s. He did okay. I mean, he did okay. But Beaumont had a bit of a tough time with one of their players, but he kind of, he did in the first half. In the second half, he kind of improved. Again, Drake playing at centre back of a back three didn't make any sense. I think square pegs in round holes. I think they needed to do it because they got they don't have any centre backs. I don't think. Massey was pretty good. Kamal Grant, he was okay. Mayer was okay. Howland, very impressed with Howland. Compared to last season, his close control stuff was brilliant. Probably should have had a penalty. He was close controlling it down the wing, comes into the penalty area, and does a thing where you slalom through two players, and they kind of like squeeze him. They squeezed him between two players, and they brought him down, and like the referee Referee wasn't giving anything. I think our players were playing a bit Premier League ball. They were like getting a bit touchy. Well, that's another thing didn't mention. Welling very physical, very physical. Hard shoulder barges, pulling shirts and stuff like that. And the ref wasn't reffing. He wasn't giving that stuff. And I think our players were playing Premier League ball. They were trying to get fouls and free kicks, and just wasn't happening. So you just end up giving possession away. And then after that, you get Frankie Baker coming on. He's a little terrier. He's battling. He's not gonna try and get a free kick. He's gonna stand up and get stuck in. And the same with Celestine Charles. Celestine Charles was very impressive when he came on. Very impressive that he actually starts passing the ball as well. Obviously very keen to shoot to try and score, but actually participated in the passing as well. AJ Matthews scored a goal. Kind of like he was running onto the cross. I think it hit the defender and went in, but Matthews claimed it. Kendall's goal, fantastic. Kendall when he came on, absolutely brilliant. And to think he's still like 16 or 17 years old. So the fact that he's like that at that age, man, impressive. Bangor Williams, decent. A bit gassed out, I think. Lamptey, okay. He wasn't as impressive as he was when he was playing the first team pre-season friendlies. So that would suggest that he kind of, I don't know if because you don't expect that much from him when he's playing in the first team. So anything does, wow. Or whether he just steps it up because he's like, oh, this is my opportunity. He steps it up. But yeah, he was okay. Benicio Baker, again, very good, very good. Haven't seen that much of him, obviously, because, he's had this hip injury when he came to us, which they appear to have, sorted out. And again, he was very good. He got the assist for the AJ Matthews goal. Good stuff. Good for them to come back from 2-0 down. I imagine, the thing with Welling, if you're not keeping up with them, they lost 10-0. Yes, 10-10. 1-0-10 to Leyton Orient a couple of weeks ago. So I think maybe they thought it would have been easier than it was. But I will say, Welling were physical and were imposing. But I think the fitness of the Millwall boys as the game went on kind of shone through a bit. And not only that, when the substitutes come on, I think Millwall's bench, the subs they brought on, will probably improve the team in kind of refreshing it. Whereas the subs Welling brought on, it's kind of like, oh, let's give this guy a game. And but they weren't as good as the players that went off, so it kind of dropped them down a bit. So there you go. That's my reading of the game against Welling tonight. So yeah, there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.